I got these. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Skip Happens. And of course, my name is Skip Clark. Sitting next to me on the other camera, you got Miss Rea, everybody. Here we are. It's another week. This is something we try to do every week now. This is something new. Miss Rea came on board a couple of weeks ago. And normally when you see me come on, for example, last night, I talked to a country artist. Huge, big time. Graylan James last night. If you haven't seen it, check it out. He's a fantastic songwriter. I know that stopped. I want to hear it again. There we go. He's a fantastic songwriter. And he's had a couple of big hits on the radio. But on nights like this, if it's happening, we're talking about it. And we got some great stuff. As you know, there's a little bit of age difference here, which makes it even better because there's things that she'll talk about and I'll go, I have no idea what the hell she's talking about. And then there's things I'll mention and she'll look at me and go, what? For example, let me give you an example. All right. Before we get into everything. So today, Miss Rea was working at her desk and I walked around the corner going to get one of my 15.
This is a true story before you continue. I want everybody to know this is a true story.
All right. So I walked past. Hey, Reagan, how are you? You know, and all that. And I go to get one of my 15 cups of coffee. And then I come back and I said, they're not making the penny anymore. The penny is pretty much a thing of the past, even though they're still, in circulation. But then I said, I was reading also today that Chex are going away. Chex. And Miss Rea's comment was, the cereal? Chex, the cereal is going away?
I mean, I snapped my neck. I was like, the cereal? Like the cereal is being taken away. And he's like, no, Reagan. Like,
no,
like
right.
The check. A check.
And you're going, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I said, checks. We write out checks to pay bills. And So that's a true story. It really happened.
Hilarious.
And I get in that argument with my wife all the time about, I'm like, you're not going to be writing checks pretty soon. Everything should, and I haven't written a check in probably 10 years, to be honest with you.
Never written a check. I've received checks, never written a check. I don't even have a checkbook.
And what do you do when you receive a check? Do you do the
correct? Is this the correct way to do it? I go to the bank and I fill out the little paper. I feel like, because I don't know. I don't trust. I'm one of those people that doesn't trust the system. So I'm like, it takes 3 days for that to get processed. I'm just going to take 10 minutes at max, go to the bank, deposit my check, take care of business.
Now, I don't know what financial institution you use, and nobody needs to know that. But I know with mine, I go to the app, I sign the back of the check, put my account number, go to the app, deposit check, take a picture of it, both the front and back, put the amount in, it's gone. And at midnight, it's on my account. It gets approved that quick. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Then I might have to try it because
Reagan, this is completely the opposite of what we were just talking about. Because using an app should be what? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. All kidding aside. And that's what we're about. I mean, we love doing that. But it's funny stuff. We have these conversations all the time, and we decided to come on there and just talk about things like that. And because hopefully you can relate as well if you're watching this, because So do you have any pennies?
Do I have any pennies? Well, I don't at the moment, actually, because if you go to Price Chopper, you can, if you
I don't know if you can still do that.
Well, when you could.
Yeah, it was like.
I gave all my pennies to my sister because she's 11. So I'm like, she can have them.
It's Abby, right?
Yes.
Shout out to Abby, by the way.
Abby.
Yeah. Yes. Abilene.
Yes. Such a cute name.
I love
that name. Every time I listen to Choosing Texas, you're going to love this. Every time I listen to Choosing Texas by Ella Langley, by the way. Yeah. I just Abilene. It's
I love it.
It's like music to my ears.
But did she take the pennies to Price Chopper?
She sure did.
And can I ask? I mean, how much did she get in the way? Because they doubled everything.
I don't know how much she got. I don't know.
That was a couple of weeks ago.
But I know she collected. She went around the house.
Smart girl.
Yes, very smart.
Because they did, I love that was a great marketing thing thing that Price Chopper did was, bring your pennies in and we'll double it. if you brought in let's say $100 worth of pennies, which would be a whole mess of pennies, um, you'd get $200 gift card. You know what I mean? So that was pretty cool.
That's really cool.
That is really cool.
Price Chopper knew what they were doing with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So, anyways, let me ask you: are you still eating Thanksgiving leftovers?
No,
because it's 13 days. Well, we're recording this on a Wednesday, so it's 13 days after Thanksgiving. And if you're still eating those leftovers, you're on your deathbed. You'll get sick.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't do
Just
it.
hold out. We're 2 weeks from Christmas. We got this.
Or you'll get some really bad gas.
Yes.
And you don't want to do that. So
Yes.
that's not good. But I was reading about that today. It says you're putting yourself at risk for serious injury or even death or worse. Can you believe that? Well, I don't know. Who's going to eat leftovers that old? Anyways, just thinking about that.
How long do you let leftovers sit before you're like, nope?
They sit too long. Because you know what?
It depends. It depends on the food.
I don't know what happens in your household. I don't know if your mom and dad do this or what, but you finish dinner and you got leftovers. Like, you know what? I'm going to save this pizza for later. Mm-hmm. All right. You put it in the fridge, you wrap it up, put it in the fridge. Week later, it's still in the fridge. Week and a half later, it's still there. For the most part. I mean, there's times, depending on what I did the night before, you go and get that cold pizza, but still, right. It does sit there. It's like, all right, now we're not going to eat it. It gets thrown out. So yeah, it's crazy stuff. So what else is going on? I know we have a lot of conversation about music. You have your thing. I have my thing. Which is pretty cool. And you're starting to fall into the country groove a little bit.
I am.
Good for you.
I am. Country's kind of growing on me. I think it might be because, I'm falling in love with the artists.
Yeah.
I'm falling in love with the people that are making the music, the work that's getting put into it. And then it's like, how do you not love the art? Because that's despite what music you like, music is art, and you have to kind of appreciate what everybody's putting together to create that art. So,
That's true. See, you're looking at it from a different perspective than so many other people.
Yeah.
People just listen to it on the Wolf and they're like, wow, that's a great tune. But you look at it from an artist standpoint, I guess, from what they're thinking and what they're doing and how creative they're being.
Yes.
And you mentioned Ella Langley.
Right. And I think it's very normal and surface level to enjoy music for what it sounds like. You know what I mean? Like the vibe it makes you feel. But sometimes I just really like to deep dive into music and understand like the marketing strategies that go into the song, like the promoting the song,
right.
What the artist is really talking about and the relevance to that artist in their life, and their brand, like their image as a whole.
You know what you're saying though, and anybody that's watching this, if you get a chance, go back and watch the podcast that I recorded last night with Graylan James, who's a songwriter, and you're talking about what goes into a song, and he's telling a story. When I asked him that, he goes, "I go, what's it like to be a songwriter?" He goes, "We tell stories, but there's stories that I can relate to or you can relate to," and he puts it all together and puts it to music, and it's just amazing. Water at a Wedding, for example, his song.
I was just thinking that. I was hoping you would mention that song.
And he talked about it last night.
Can you talk about what that, for people watching that might not know what that song entails? I think that what you described to me earlier was fun. Like,
yeah, the way he put it last night, you have to go back and watch the podcast, and listen to what he had to say. But it's real life for him. Single guy, he's songwriting, he worked very hard to get where he's at now. But the thing is, and he said it last night, that he works too hard at being Graylan James, being a songwriter. He didn't have enough time for his life. And therefore, his personal life, so to speak, dating and stuff like that, wasn't working out too well. And he said he lost a lot of companionship because of relationships because of that.
Right.
So anyways, he got invited to this wedding, and it was one of his ex-girlfriends. And he said he's standing there and he's watching her, and he noticed.
Would you go?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
I'd be like, hold it. Let me tell you what's going on.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No. But how true?
Oh
but no, gosh. Maybe. Well, you never know. You never know on the relationship side of things.
Yes.
But he goes to the wedding. Notice that she's drinking water If you listen to the song, there's no bubbles in the water, which means there's nothing carbonated, no mixed alcohol or anything like that. Um, and it's just the way she was acting, and uh, she acted like she really didn't want to be there. That's in the song, and then possibility of her being pregnant, and her being from a small town. What is everybody going to think because of that? That's what the song is about. It's a true story. It's
Mhm.
a true story. And he said that he was not that I want you to watch the podcast. It's really good. But he said that the record label, that song's been out, it's been available for quite a while. It was on social media long before Wait Till You Have Kids, which was his second hit.
Mhm.
Or his first hit, I'm sorry. And then now Water at a Wedding, second hit. But the label, he wanted to put that one out first, Water at a Wedding. And the label said, no, we want you to put Wait Till You Have Kids. So they made the decision, and that's what he did. And now that went through now they're off of that and they're on with Water at a Wedding. So, which I think should have been the first thing. But here again, it's somebody else telling him what to do. And that gets to something like we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
Being an artist, being your creativity, and what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you handle somebody else telling you? As an independent artist, you pretty much run your own show. But from a label's perspective, one of the major labels, they're going to look at it like, nah, we want you to do it this way. It's like working for a big corporation. You have to certain guidelines, certain rules, I guess, and you do what you're told. So,
right.
Yeah.
Crazy. That makes me wonder then why some artists do sign with record labels if they know that they're going to be limited in their art. Do you know what I mean? I think that that's interesting because there's a lot of artists that do go through record labels.
There is.
And I know from firsthand experience through our work that we see the direct support that comes from record labels for these artists. You know what I mean? They're there to make sure that these artists feel good. You know what I mean? They have everything that they need. They're facilitating all of these encounters and interactions, making sure that their artist is safe. And I'm sure that they're also helping influence branding a little bit as well.
Yeah, the big labels, they have their own marketing. They got their own A&R people that are going to go out and represent the artist. They put the artist through, like how to handle an interview and how, you got to change your looks. I mean, I interviewed Nate Smith a while ago on the podcast before he was anybody, and he looks completely different now. His hair is different. Everything about him is different. And that's because when he signed with a label, of course, they kind of change you a little bit. And the same thing with Carrie Underwood. Now, going back, when Carrie Underwood was on American Idol, when she won American Idol, I went to New York for the CMAs that year. We broadcast live at the radio station I was at, and Carrie Underwood happened to be hanging out with her mom. And here's this young woman, the ponytails, and just, went over and said hello and very shy and all that. She had just won Idol. But now look at her. It's like, holy crap. I mean, I know it's been a lot of years, but I mean,
there was a lot of marketing and branding that went into her, both musically, but she did acting as well, which I think is super interesting when you take into consideration the entertainment industry. There are a lot of artists that actually broaden their horizons in other arts like acting.
Look at Reba.
Great example, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for years being just an awesome country singer, artist. Now she, her TV shows and all that, it's just phenomenal.
Which all goes into her brand as an artist.
Yeah, and Reba's the reason I got into country. So I even had a dog named Reba.
Cool. So cool.
And I told her that once, and then I felt about this big, and I said, don't bother opening the door. I'll go under it when I leave. Yeah. God honest truth. It was at the state fair. It's I was so scared. I was so scared. I was so starstruck. But but that's true, though. A lot of these artists, they're going into acting as well. So,
yes.
And they're cool. They're real. They're real people. I love that.
Kind of going back on the Graylan James and releasing music that stays very true to his heart. I think it's interesting. I wonder if there's ever artists that regret music that they release. I recently read an article, not that this artist regretted her music, but Kelsey Ballerini kind of touched on that she felt like her latest album was a little bit harsh towards her ex. Like some
Really?
of the way that she expressed her music or her feelings was a
Hmm.
little harsh. And I thought that that was really interesting.
This is her saying this?
Yeah, this
Okay.
was yeah.
Interesting.
This was an article that I read. So I think it's interesting to kind of take into consideration in the grand scheme of things with artists, like, does this happen more commonly than we know? Or have you ever had an interview where you've had an artist that be like, I came out with this
No.
song and years later I don't really relate to that
I don't think
connect with that.
of all the artists that I've had a chance to sit down and have a conversation with, I don't recall one person, saying anything like that. I'll ask the question, is there a song out there that you wish you had sung?
That's a good question.
Or you had written? And I get great answers with that. But I've never heard what you're saying. But that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because Kelsey, she's also been through a lot in her life.
Yes.
So, a couple of rough relationships and all that. But I didn't hear that. But wow, yeah, that's interesting. I have to look that up. Yeah, and that's
she's just one artist in the whole grand. You know what I mean? In the whole big picture.
Yeah,
but
the grand scheme of things.
Yes. So it makes me wonder if this is something that we see more often, especially
maybe now.
Yes. Right. And when you also take into consideration what you mentioned earlier with artists kind of needing, like Graylan James pushing out a song, a different song than he originally wanted to. I think that that's interesting.
That's very interesting. Now you got me really the gears are turning and I'm thinking, but and it kind of gives me some prep for my next podcast with another artist, in which I'll put that online here in a little bit. But that's pretty wow.
Yeah,
that's very interesting. It's just amazing.
Just some food for thought.
Yeah,
just some food for thought.
Exactly.
And then aside from that, we talked about like coaching and PRing and stuff along those lines. Have you ever done like two interviews of the same artist and you can like distinctly tell that there was PR coaching? You don't have to say the artist, but like you know that this artist went from the first interview to the second interview. Like they have changed the way that they say things.
Yes.
You can.
I have. And if you go back and look at some of the earlier podcasts that I've done, I've been doing this quite a few years. So Skip happens. But if you go back and look at some of the artists early on, in the beginning, the very beginning, I had a lot of really new independent artists. And you could tell that they weren't prepared. It was like, all right, because if I, as somebody that's interviewing an artist, if I need to reach in and pull something out, then it's pretty obvious when I'm doing that. That means they're not giving me the information that they should be giving me.
Right.
They're not giving me, I ask a question and then there's a pause and then I have to ask it in a different way, maybe to get a different type of answer. But
I'm sure response time's a factor too.
It is.
The first interview, it took them about 3 to 5 seconds to respond. While
the
second
true.
time, you're like, oh my, you can come up with a response 1 to 3 seconds.
That's part of, whether you're going with an independent promotion team firm or you're with the major labels, they have that department you go through where you sit down and you talk about PR and all that. So this is how you're going to handle your interviews, so on and so forth. So, yeah.
So some artists go through, so they so-called are independent, right? Or they're kind of on their own and then they go through this coaching process with a record label. What is have you ever heard of an industry plant? Have you ever heard of that?
Industry plant? No.
Have you ever heard of that phrase?
No. Could be one of my faults.
I've heard of an industry plant and I kind of did some research
and
there's nothing that's confirmed about this. I want to make that disclaimer real quick before we continue, but it's basically these artists that are seen to have this major label backing. You know what I mean? They're having an extreme label support to push them to be more famous quicker. versus other artists. And they're kind of thrown into the industry randomly. I know from Ice Spice was an artist that was possibly seen as an industry plant.
Get it?
I think
I understand what you're saying now. Okay.
Maybe Shabuzi could be seen as an industry plant. I saw that on these are Ice Spice. These are things that I've seen on the internet that people were saying. Ice Spice was kind of one that I came up with. Again, these are not confirmed.
No.
But
I get what you're saying though.
Artists that kind of came out of left field. They became very popular very, very quickly. They knew what they were doing when it came down to branding and promotions. And it just, they kind of sweep you off your feet.
I'm sure there's some there, but I think a lot of the artists I know from my side of things, doing the countryside, a lot of that, social media really makes them big really quick. You may not have heard of them, but yet look at the streams they have, and now all of a sudden they got all these followers, and now all of a sudden they're on a big tour, and that's the social media side of things. But you're talking about an industry plant.
I'm talking like the record labels are strategically
saying,
picking
okay, we're
going to
do you
right.
Hang on, because you're in for the ride.
Yes.
Yeah, but geez, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't know. To be honest with you, you're giving me the eye.
I'm just. I think it's interesting. I think it's a very interesting thing to.
I like the way you think
about
too.
It.
Yeah.
And how these artists get to be who they are, and how some artists make it and other artists don't. And like you mentioned, with digital technology at our fingertips.
No, that's scary.
It is scary.
Yeah, we were messing around with
the accessibility to reach audiences at your fingertips. Like, artists can connect with fans like never before.
Yeah, but is it the real artist? Are they being honest? Are they you and I both know we just had this somewhat of a conversation about this at the radio station here recently about people going online at, what is it, Suno?
Yes.
And
Suno.
You put your whatever you want the lyrics to be, and tell whether you want a country, hip hop, or whatever. Right. And
so last week we mentioned
the song comes together.
That AI artist that got signed. I did some research because I wanted to make sure that we were correct. And the artist's name is, I believe it's Xania. So it's Xania Monet.
Okay.
And she signed with Hallwood for a little over $3 million. And this Xania Monet is a AI artist that is created through another woman. And she did a interview with CBS that I watched, and she showed how she uses programs like Suno, which is music AI, and we checked that out. Where you basically go into the program, you type in the style of music that you want. For example, we've been brainstorming jingles or ways to come up with an intro for our podcast. So we're like, what can we possibly come up with off rip in this AI? And funny enough, we just typed in a few words, give me a country style jingle with hosts Ray and Skip. And it came up with a whole bunch of different options that all kind of...
It was a whole song.
Yeah, yes.
It was a 3.5 minute song.
Yes.
And, but then I sat back and I was thinking about it. I go, that could be kind of cool. But then Miss Rea goes, hold the phone, Skip. And 100% correct in this. Why would we even do that when who I am and what I do for a living promote country artists? And if anybody's going to do an opening for the Skip Happens podcast for you and I, it's going to be a real artist. We're not going to do that. Why would we even think about that? Now, the whole idea was kind of cool. I mean, when you hear it, but then again, there's the flip side that, for example, I'll go back to Graylan. Here's a guy that works so hard writing these songs and putting the music to it, and touching the hearts of so many. And
writing a song about a real life experience that a real human had.
He could write that song. He could take Water at a Wedding and put it into Suno, and somebody else would sing it, and Wow. But
I think
that's
it's
not fair.
important. I
It's not
agree.
fair.
I think it's important for us to acknowledge that this technology exists out there, that this
Mhm.
is a major threat to artists, a major threat.
100%.
And I think it could even be a threat to, dare I say, personalities like you and I.
Well, there has
We
been.
didn't look into that
Yeah.
that
Well,
possibility,
I
but
can tell you.
could you?
I could tell you that they had one radio station had an AI on air jock. That's all they did, and some people didn't care, but other people that this is my livelihood. This is what I do.
Mhm.
No, and we're not. That's not going to fly. That's not going to fly. So yeah, but it has happened. Now, and I mentioned AI. Do I or do I know not go to you and say, hey, why didn't you put that in Chat GPT or whatever? And so I guess what I'm saying, to kind of shift the gears here a little bit, I'm not totally against AI. I am not. I am against it when it comes to taking money out of people's pockets and not being the real deal. And we need to be real radio, real jocks, the real artist. That's what we need to do, and that's what we will continue to do at the Wolf. I can tell you that much. But then on the other hand, when it comes to writing a letter, we all have the brain farts. We all have that going on. You want to write a letter. You know what? Put your points in there. See what it comes up with. You can still make it your own. That's where it can help you. But the other, absolutely not. It's crazy. That's my opinion. I mean, maybe I'm old school, but I am old school. But yeah. Real YouTube. Yeah, we're real. It's my buddy Chuck. He's on. So no, we are not every night. Miss Rea and myself will do this once a week, Chuck. But the other deal with Skip Happens with the artist, I try to do that once a week, or whenever there's an artist available and they reach out and want to go on. I'm not going to say no. So that's how all that works. Unless it's on a Thursday, like tomorrow night, we can't do it. We have a party.
Yes.
That's why we're doing it tonight.
Yeah. Yes.
Go ahead. You tell everybody.
I'm going to my first company party tomorrow. Yay! Yes. I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun. I wasn't able to make it last year, but this year I'm going.
And who are you bringing?
I'm going to bring my mom.
Uh-oh.
Which is not
Does that make you nervous?
No.
No?
I'm not nervous. No, I'm not nervous to have my mom come with me. I think some people would be nervous, but I love my mom a lot. I know that's kind of cliche,
you do. No. And if you didn't, I'd go, what's wrong with you?
Yes, I love my mom very, very much. So.
And your dad.
Yes, and my dad. But
poor Frank is sitting out there. Look, she left me out of this conversation. What the hell's going on?
Yes.
I know, but no, exactly. No, the reason I said that because I haven't met your mom and dad yet, and I so look forward to saying hello. And and I tease you all day and say, "Oh boy, this is going to be it. We'll never see Reagan again." And mom and dad are going to say, "You're not going back to that place." You know why? Because we work in an environment that is very loose, so to speak. We say what we feel, but we do a good job at what we do.
And I think anybody that works.
We're not corporate.
Yes, that's what I was trying to get at, is anybody that doesn't work in corporate, but still works in a business like that, and you're with people that you are very close with, like the whole building feels like a family in a way, like everybody, I don't know.
No, it's so true. It's so true.
It's so funny.
I mean, I've been there since 2007. I came from Clear Channel, which is now iHeart. I did the morning show on the Oldies channel 92.1 years ago, and it was WSCN. Now WSCN is our sister station, The Dinosaur. And I mean, it's like, don't even try to figure it out because it's like,
because you're just going to get confused.
Yeah, totally confused. But times have changed. So, so crazy stuff.
I kind of want to touch more on the digital aspect of things. So I want to talk about video. We often have music dealing with audio, just audio, but I think that there's a lot of visuals that help aid music and can help aid artists, such as like using concert films, you making film soundtracks. I think that musicals even aid music in a way.
Yeah, I know. The thing, Chuck is watching this, and he's big video guy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is interesting, and he can chime in if you'd like. But yeah, so you're talking about how video
How did
kind
like
of goes
video
together
aids,
with
right?
how does it aid the
Yes,
music and all that?
yes.
Like you're talking about like a music video, like when we see the
Right,
artist, or
music video, yes. And
I-
I think that it yes, like video killed the radio star, like MTV.
I know. How do you
Yes.
you know that song was long before you. I'm sorry. Well, maybe not.
I know the song. I actually learned about it.
That was the
That
first thing they
sounds
played on
I
MTV
know
back in the day.
that.
You
I
do know
learned
that.
that
Yeah.
in school,
Cool. Very
which
cool. I
yes.
remember that day though. That's the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was amazing.
I wish we
It's
still had
amazing.
MTV. Now they just play
Movies.
ridiculousness.
Well,
No hate to MTV,
no, but
but
it was
I
fun.
wish that they would bring that back. I wish that there was a forum aside from YouTube where you could just watch music videos. I think that would be really awesome.
See, that's MTV in its heyday was all the videos and the countdowns and everything. You saw the artists and the VJs, not the DJs, but the video jocks. They were so awesome. And then CMT came along, and that was great because now you're seeing all the country artists, and it was all back-to-back videos, and you're hearing the new video once it came out,
which I'm sure helped aid and brand those artists on a whole nother level, because
it did.
Aside from that, artists were branding themselves through CDs,
but you don't see yourself on a CD, so to speak. Like when the videos
the
came
image
out,
of them is like that's how
maybe
you would
it's
see the artist or create like brand and image and likeness.
But now with the video, when the music's attached to a video, you see the artist. You feel the excitement of if it's a concert, you feel that and say, "Wow, this guy puts on a great show," or "This is excellent." So that's where video does assist in the way music being put out. But but the OG DJs were so cool. He says.
Do you think that music could be just as successful today without visuals? Like, or do you think that that's something crucial in kind of standing out or getting yourself to?
I think it's a big plus.
Yeah.
But when I hear what people are doing, they're listening to Pandora, Spotify, and all that does not have the video attached. You're listening to the music. Now you see a little bit. If you go to TikTok, you'll see a little bit of the artist doing whatever, but yeah, I don't know.
And there's also a little bit of collaboration here. You have the music industry creating the music, and then you have like the film or the television industry that is
they got to work together,
right?
They got to collaborate.
Yes,
Nina Blackwood.
Interesting relationship.
Chucky's talking about Nina Blackwood. You remember? Did you know? No, I didn't think so. It's like the Chex, all right.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Martha Quinn. Martha Quinn, if I'm not mistaken, went to SU. So that was really cool. And Martha Quinn, I was working, she was one of the VJs back in the day. I was working at a radio station, and she actually came in and hung out for a little bit, and we talked. It was really cool.
That's so cool.
It was so cool. So cool. Most people, Nina Blackwood, she had such a real dark, red, deep voice, and she does stuff now on Sirius, and it'd be like, just Nina Blackwood, and it's like, you're who? But yeah, she was a heavy smoker. That's why. So that happens. Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of music and film, TV industry, did you see the most recent Netflix?
Oh, the P. Diddy?
The P. Diddy thing.
Oh, my God. No, but I have not seen it. But I don't know if you're watching this, if you have seen it. But Miss Rea was telling me about this. I have not seen it. It's on Netflix. I do want to watch it. But it goes pretty deep, right?
It does.
See, I remember P. Diddy from back in the day. And I thought, wow, this guy's the coolest thing going. But, then he had Bad Boy Records, right?
Yes.
He was a bad boy.
He was. And watching the watching the show series, it was really interesting to see how he branded.
You're going to ruin it for me, aren't you?
How he
that's
branded
okay. No, go ahead.
Branded Bad Boy, and then how over time there was these, I guess, so-called conspiracy or like actual events that occurred where he was doing things that were not good, and then it all comes to a head now, and I think seeing that documentary, it really questions the music industry, and I hate to say that, but it does. It's one of those things where did you see the
yeah.
HBO Max, I believe it was last year, came out with a show about Dan Snyder. Do you know who Dan Snyder is?
How do I know that?
So
help me.
Dan Snyder was the head producer of Nickelodeon. So he he produced shows like iCarly, Victorious, Sam and Cat.
That's how I know it.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I believe Zoe 101.
Yeah.
He created a lot of foundational shows on Nickelodeon, and he was not a good guy. And that's what that limited series talked about. And it really put things into perspective, I believe, for all of us about the child film industry and television industry and how we treat children in those settings. And I think that whether this P. Diddy documentary intentionally meant to do that or not, it really puts things into perspective about the entire music industry.
So we need to watch that.
Yes, if you I've seen it. I am shook. It is wild. Well, I also want to put things into perspective that I heard of P. Diddy. I didn't really know P. Diddy in his prime, so say.
Which I did.
Yes. I was too young to really understand what he was doing. And then I heard really it all came to a head for me with the Cassie trial, where I was like, oh my gosh, this big producer, he's done what? And there was a video and it was not good. And then to watch that documentary, I was like, this really, first of all, is very shocking and horrible, but it really puts things into perspective about whether it means to or not about the industry as a whole, very similarly to that Dan Snyder show.
But I don't know. It does put it into perspective, the industry as a whole, but it shouldn't, because I don't know. I don't think it's like that everywhere.
I completely agree.
Okay.
Right.
So, but it's going to give that impression just because.
Yeah. Or it's going to make people look at things a little differently. Yeah. Because there were a lot of factors that P. Diddy was involved in. You know what I mean? You have drugs is one thing, and then a sex addiction is another. You know what I mean? Those are two, in my opinion, separate things, although they go together.
Did he have somebody killed?
So that, I don't want to spoil the show.
No, because
they
somebody
don't directly say that P. Diddy killed anybody, but it does insinuate that he may have been involved in Tupac and Biggie's.
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie's murder.
Yes. And we were talking about that, or somebody was talking about that in the hallway the other day at the radio station.
Yes. Yeah, the radio station. Yes. Yeah. He was talking about it. He was like, you guys got to watch it. It's so amazing. And I was like, I've already watched it. Sam, tell them. It is crazy. They need to watch it. Okay. Because it's very wild.
Netflix, right? I know what I'll be doing this weekend. It's really
cool that 50 Cent got to produce some of it. So you have this artist that's very acclaimed, skilled, seasoned, so well.
I love it.
Share his insight and his story.
So it's very captivating.
Yes.
You're not going to walk away from it. You're going to watch it. You have to put it on pause to use the bathroom or to get some popcorn, then come back.
Hopefully you have ads on Netflix, because you're going to be glued through all four.
I don't pay the higher amount. I got the lower amount. But
that's your bathroom break time.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely going to have to check that out. So, I remember you were talking about it. Sam was talking about it. I heard that and it's like I hadn't seen it yet. So, but I will.
It was very interesting. And it was interesting to see how he created Bad Boy Entertainment. Aside from all of the very negative things involved with him, it's very interesting to see what moves he made to brand his company.
Interesting. Wow. Where to get them?
Yeah.
Just saying. Kind of weird stuff going on there.
Yes.
Really weird.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch that. Now you got
And
me really
then,
excited. Go ahead.
I wonder if like history ever repeats with artists, like the Biggie and Tupac battle that was, and they did talk about that kind of being predetermined by Diddy, but we see things reoccurring. Like there was, I believe, within the last few years, Kendrick Lamar and Drake had like a rap battle.
That's right.
And then people create analogies or compare artists, like Lainey Wilson or Dolly Parton, saying that that they're similar. What do you have to say about this, or your thoughts? Kind of also taking into consideration branding, working with labels.
I think I know I can speak on the country side of things.
Yeah,
that you're talking about Lainey and you're talking about Dolly. It's all going back to those days.
Like Jesse Murph, kind of.
Yes, exactly. And it's definitely going back. Like everything, in my opinion, goes in a 20-year cycle. So let's go 20 years ago. I mean, Dolly was big, all that was happening. And Lainey's kind of doing her own thing in her footsteps, so to speak. Zach Top is doing stuff like Alan Jackson did. That's what's happening. Yes, it's happening again, and it's coming back. Even with the younger audience, such as yourself, they're digging it. It's like, and they play they'll play stuff like that at the concerts, and it's like everybody gets into it, and especially some of the older stuff. Even if somebody does a Shania, I mean, it's all coming back.
Have you do you know Sierra Farrell or Pharrell? Farrell.
Well, I know a Pharrell.
Is it Sierra Farrell?
I don't know. No.
Well, she's like a folk singer, and she sings like renditions of very older songs. And I see her on TikTok all the time, and I am like obsessed with her because her voice sounds like so raspy, so interesting. And I thought originally that she was singing original songs. But like I said, she's singing these songs that are her singing older.
You know who's doing that now? Who's going to put it out? Michael Bublé is dropping an album with all the old country classics.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They haven't given me an actual release date, but it is coming. He's in Nashville recording. He has, I know for a fact, he's working with Dan Huff. Dan Huff is one of the biggest country producers you'll ever get to know. Great guy. He's working, Michael Bublé is working with him in Nashville to get this album done and to get it out. And it's nothing but old classic country.
That's so cool.
In the voice of Michael Bublé.
In the voice of Michael Bublé.
Who would have thought, though? These are people
I would not have thought that Michael actually would do a country album. I'm kind of surprised by that.
He's a
I didn't know he was a country fan like that. So
I don't know either.
I'm excited to hear this.
He's saying that he was brought up on country. They all say that. I don't know if it's true or not. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if they're just saying that, but almost Beyonce says she was brought up on country. You're talking about Neo said just recently, I think we talked about this last week, that oh yeah, he loves country. That's this and that, and and you look at some of these artists, you would never picture them doing country, but it's really good. Shabuzi.
Yeah.
Look at Shabuzi.
Yeah. Post
Malone. Yeah.
I think when Post Malone came out, I can't think of what the album's called, but I can see it. It's got like an orange undertone. It's got congratulations on it. Come on,
did
guys.
Did you go to the Post Malone concert?
I did. I did.
At the Amp.
I did, but I didn't see Post Malone. I worked that event.
Oh, you worked that. That's right. That's right. Wow.
And
what
that was
a show.
A very hot and popping show. It was very packed.
Yeah, it was a great
packed.
concert.
And normally
and
when it gets packed like that, I actually try to get out of there sooner
I don't blame
than
you.
later.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen we're talking about artists here a little bit. Have you seen Jelly Roll lately? Do you realize he hit his weight loss, his journey?
I have seen.
At his peak, he was 550 pounds. He has lost well over 200, and he shaved his beard off. And I saw a video of him online with his wife, Bunny. And first of all, you'd go, how did they ever, you know what I mean? So, no. What are you thinking? Never mind.
You're just funny.
No, it is. But it showed him he was with a bow and arrow shooting at a target and he got a bullseye. You never know it was Jelly Roll except for the tats. He's got a lot of tattoos on his face and, he went through a rough time in his life. But now it's like, are you kidding me, dude? It's amazing.
I did see that. That is amazing.
So if you haven't seen him, look him up online. Take a look and see if you can find a picture and check out his weight loss journey. It's amazing. It's amazing.
A lot of artists, well, a good handful of artists are going through some good weight loss journeys. Lizzo on the flip side of things has recently actually posted a picture in retaliation to a comment that fans made calling her fat, and she
I would just tell them it's too bad. This is the way I am.
What she did, she took a picture of herself in a bikini.
Okay.
And she posted and she's like, people made a comment about how like people make comments about whether I gain weight, whether I lose weight, whether I put this on my body, whether they do that, whether I do that. And she was like, I think it's just time for people to stop making commentary on people's bodies and weights.
Good.
Which I think is good too.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
But I think with that in mind, sometimes we see artists taking it a little extreme, and fans expressing concern for artists. Wicked recently came out for good.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of talk and such along the lines about those.
I haven't seen it. Don't laugh at me, but I have not seen it.
The For Good one. Did you see the first one?
I have not.
Have you ever seen Wicked?
Have not.
Okay. I haven't seen the play. I saw the first film.
Well, the play is sold out.
I love Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
I saw her.
I
was one of those kids that grew up with her on Victorious. Which, funny enough, my mom, I remember this. My mom mentioned when she was on Victorious. She, Victorious is doing her thing. Jade's doing her thing. Kat, who played Ariana Grande, who was played by Ariana Grande. My mom was like, this girl is going to be somebody someday.
Look at her now.
Look at her now. Look at her now.
Yeah, absolutely.
She is a big somebody today.
I know. I said that to somebody the other day. I said, I've never seen it. And they're like, what are you, nuts? You never seen it? I said, no, never seen it.
Yeah.
Of course, I've been, my life is like crazy. So.
Yeah, you're very busy.
Well, I'm starting to slow down.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
Now here I am doing this. But no, it's all good. It's all good. I just want to, back off on the Skip Clark a little bit and just start enjoying life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. Speaking of that, we got the holidays coming up. Yeah. You got a Christmas list?
In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I still got to finish my Christmas list up.
All I want is socks. All I want is, so if you guys want to send me some socks, they need, socks are probably the most important piece of clothing, in my opinion. Because
crucial,
if you're not comfortable in your shoes, and the socks play a big part in that, you're gonna have a miserable day. It's gonna suck. All right, it's really gonna suck. So, and I can't wear socks with holes in them. Of course, my socks get holes in them. Plus, we have a yellow lab that likes to chew on them, so we get the holes in the socks. And I cannot stand it when my toe sticks through a hole in the sock and I can feel it on the inside of my shoe.
It's a pet peeve.
I hate it.
It is the worst.
And this sock,
so uncomfortable.
No matter what I do with this one sock that's got a hole right where my big toe was, no matter what I do, it ends up back in my drawer attached to its mate. I could throw it out. It's going to come back. I don't know. I have a feeling I know. Let me put it that way.
Look upstairs. It Rossi? Is it?
Well, no, I
Rossi?
think it's like, the laundry gets done. It's like, oh, well, here's a sock, throw it in the laundry, and then nobody looks at it.
Cutting it up. No,
Well, what Rossi, our yellow lab, he
is. When I came in today.
Oh yeah, how was he? Because I was down here.
I was greeted. He was so good. He came up. He said hi. And then he ran downstairs and he took a pillow off the couch and came upstairs. And your wife was like, get that out of your mouth. Get that out of your mouth.
And he ran the other way.
Of
course.
And then he came back and he just shook his head with the pillow in his mouth.
Yeah. He wants you to play. That's what it's about. And
I thought
that's
he was
a lab.
jealous.
No, that's a lab.
I was talking to
Oh, that
to
could have been
her.
part of it because you're like taking his
Attention.
time
Yeah.
away from mom.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah. So anyways, on my Christmas list, I mean, the best thing is socks. That's all. I don't know. I'm going to get another list together. I will get a list together,
Me
and
too.
I'll have it next week.
Yes.
So make sure you come back and see us next week, and we'll have our Christmas list. That's going to be interesting. I really want to know what's on your list. So yeah, you'll have to piece something together. I'll tell you what's on my list. You might go, "Well, you nuts? That's not going to happen." But really, no. Think about it. I'll bet you your list will be so different than my list because of my age and your age and
our interests.
Your interest. And I mean, we have a lot in common, which we're doing this. And I love it. Absolutely love it that you've come on board with Skip Happens and we're having some fun. This is what you went to school for, and we're going to make it work. We'll get you on the air at the radio station and then take good care of you. It's going to be so very cool. It's a great opportunity that a lot of people really don't get, but proud to be able to do it. But my list will be like completely opposite of your list because what do you get a guy that's my age? What do you get a guy that, think about this. If you're thinking about Christmas, your mom and dad, what do you get them? These are people.
Question.
These are people that probably
struggle with that.
They have everything they want.
Yeah.
They have their beautiful family, a beautiful home, but and they've got everybody has their toys, so to speak. I got my computers.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, gift giving is like not my love language. I'm like not a I'm not a very materialistic person. I really enjoy like the small interactions between. Do you know what I mean? Like spending time with my family is
it's
the
the
gift
most.
for me.
That's
Yeah.
And I tell my girls that, my 3 daughters, and they'll say, "Dad, what do you want?" And I'll tell them, whether it's Angela, Nicole, or Carly, or even Zach. It's like, I just want a hug and then I love you. That's all. That's being a dad. That's
That's
the best thing. That's the best thing.
I relate to that. I just want to
Now
hug
my wife
family.
would ask, "What do I want?" And I'll say, "Yeah, I kind of give her a long list." No, just kidding.
Well, first I need this. No,
it's so cool. So, anyways, pretty cool stuff. Great conversation, by the way. Great conversation. I love this. So we're having a lot of fun. Skip Happens. Go on YouTube, subscribe. And we're going to try to do this. We made a promise to each other that we're going to do this every week. If you're not consistent, it's not going to work. It's like with anything else in life. If it's not consistent, it's not going to work. I'm ready.
We are going to make this work. We're going to do this.
And I cannot wait to meet your mom at the party too.
Yes. So next week, stay tuned for how that goes.
Oh yeah. So
we'll
are you dressing up for this?
Yes. I did buy like a cute little outfit. I just wanted. Well, first of all, I didn't have anything that was like red or green that was like nicer. Those just aren't my colors.
Okay. No, I get it.
So I was like, I need to go get something. And I found this just little top and bottom that like matches. And I was like, that's so cute.
I got my regulars in a nice button down.
But is it red or green? Is it festive?
Are jeans festive?
Jeans, or is your shirt festive?
My jeans are blue.
But what color is your shirt? Because if it's not one of those colors, it won't match the vibe.
Reagan, listen. Whatever's in the closet.
It's going to stand out like a sore thumb.
No, it won't. I'll have a nice black button down with a nice blazer.
That's a good question for the audience. Are you one of those people that dresses when you dresses with the group, goes with the group, or are you like, screw that? I'm going to wear what I want to wear.
I could wear a holiday tie.
Yes.
I have a holiday tie. It has a Santa on it. But you know what? This is not that type of party. This is a party where we're all, everybody looks nice and it's good to get together. But it's not like we're all formal. It's not like we're all wearing,
Miss Becky's shown me this dress.
Oh my God, Miss Becky.
Yes, her dress was kind of fancy. And I was like, you want to know what? I need to step up my game. I cannot show up.
That's a woman thing.
And that might be a woman thing, but I kind of got competitive. I was like, oh, Becky, you're not going to be the only one that's looking adorable tonight. Like, I want to look good and have a cute outfit. And I know that the other ladies are going to look great. So I'm like, I just want to look good. I want to be comfortable. I know.
Tia's always styling. She's the
Yeah,
tallest woman that I
today
know. Go ahead. You tell her.
I was just gonna say, today she wore like a blue flannel with black. Her outfit looked so good, but it literally all matched, even down to her eyes and like her eyelashes, like the mascara, like it all the same blue. It was so aesthetically pleasing. I was like, Tia, you look like you're from a LL Bean catalog. Like, girl, like I'm not kidding.
I walk through the door and it's like, what the hell are you wearing?
Did
your wife? Did you look in the mirror before you left the house? No,
I'm in
so
jeans. So styling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a good bunch. It's a good bunch, and we'll have a good time. It's our radio station get together. So
you messing around with Tia just goes to show we're like a family. We tease.
100%. It's what it's about. Miss Rea, everybody. Yes. Yeah, there she is. Wait a minute, we got this, Miss Rea.
Yes. Thank you, audience in the studio.
Well, we're going to do that. We're going to go out live somewhere. And then if somebody goes, here, Skip. Crickets. I'm just saying. No. That's all good. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I know you like the beat, don't you?
I do. I like this techno beat.
Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation. What can we do better, less of? We'd love to hear from you. Just let us know. You can reach out if you go to, it's skipclarkprod@gmail.com. And, of course, I'll respond or I'll send it over to Miss Rea and she'll respond. So it's all good. Thanks for being here, everybody. We do appreciate you. This has been another edition of Skip Happens, and we hope to see you right back here next week.
Yes.
Right? What do you think? Everybody happy?
Yes.
There they are.
2 weeks left. We're almost to Christmas, everyone.
Chuck and Lori, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Yes, now if I can find the end stream button. I know, it's like a whole new thing here. See? So we go across. There we go. All right. Good night, everyone.